Fucking awesome. Please go for Jim, everybody!
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Woo!
Hell yeah. Hey, I appreciate you guys all coming out on behalf of all of us. But I'm going to take a second. If you guys could please do me a favor. If you could please send your prayers for my cousin Tyler, I would really appreciate it. He's been going through a lot. He's really going through the ringer right now. And I've been thinking about him a bunch recently. It's just that he can't eat cheese. Right? It's terrible. I love cheese. This poor guy, so he got diagnosed with Crohn's a couple of years ago. And it's made his lactose intolerance very aggressive. To the point that one Kraft singles, man, my dude blows up like a SpaceX shuttle. But, I actually got to see him last week, and it was really cool. My uncle had a party for St. Patrick's Day. We got a whole family together, and we got in a conversation about COVID hobbies, and it was fun. We were talking about the hobbies we still keep up with. Everybody had really cool answers. Like, my brother, he still plays disc golf. He goes out every Saturday, hits up Shenley Park. Beautiful course if you've never played. I got a cousin who's really big into bird watching. He has all the books, and even just a couple weeks ago, he bought one of those Ring cameras you put on a birdhouse that it dings your phone and you see a video of the bird, identifies the bird. I think it's cheating, but it's pretty cool. And I chimed in and let them know that I'm still very much into generalized anxiety disorder. Yeah, I picked up the hobby in 2020 after talking to a doctor about it. They gave me a recommendation. And damn, you gotta see, I've been collecting anxiety prescriptions like they're Pokemon cards. Come over to my house, I got a binder I could pull out and I could show you oh, right here, I got an Ambien that I traded for my little cousin. I got this hydroxyline. I pulled it from Walmart last week. I was pumped. Holy shit, this is my crown jewel, all right. Right here, I got a holographic Zoloft. I got a Walgreens last week. Threw that in the card sleeve ASAP. I was pumped. But, it's no surprise that I got diagnosed with anxiety. My whole family, it runs in my family. The first person I know that actually sought out help with their anxiety issues was my oldest brother. And, he went and got help 10, 12 years ago when it was still pretty taboo to talk about mental health. This is before the rapper Logic came out with 3 albums about his anxiety. So, I'm proud of him. It took a lot of guts. Because before that, he was just an uptight, on-edge asshole. And now he's just an asshole. So he's doing good. But he still struggles. We all do. His big struggle is when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he's afraid his wife and his dog aren't breathing. I don't know if anybody else is the same way. I do it all the time. So what he does, he'll wake up in the middle of the night, he puts his hand on his wife's back, waits to feel her breath, and then once he feels it and he's good, instead of just doing the same thing to his dog, he picks up his dog leg and drops it to wake him up. So the poor little guy is just sleeping there. What the hell? But my brother knows he's alive. So, it helps him out. It comforts him. But my brother has needed a lot of comfort over the years. He's done this so much, in fact, that he's conditioned his dog. Anytime he even moves in the middle of the night, this is no joke, this poor dog just... So I started calling him Pavlov's Xanax. And what's really funny? It wasn't the pandemic, and it wasn't the fear that my cats wouldn't wake up that, made me realize I need help with my anxiety. This is real. Fantasy football is the reason that I see a therapist. And I have a binder collection of Pokemon cards, anxiety meds. It is the best. I love this game so much. I've been playing for 15 years. I'm in 5 leagues, which sounds like a lot. That's because it is. My wife will tell you, I'll let you know how much I love fantasy football. My wife will tell you, I'm a very faithful, I'm a very loyal husband, but when it comes to the fall, I'm just a little football slut. If a woman came up to me and approached me at a bar, I shut that down. I'm good. Like, I'm very happily married. But if two gentlemen were to approach me and told me, hey, we saw you cross the bar. We like your vibe. And your James Conner jersey. And they asked me, hey, do you want to be our third? In a 10-team dynasty startup. I'm sorry, Mom, but I sweat buckets thinking about it. So that goes to show I love this game so much, right? And but I get hyper fixated on it. I get way too involved and I get way too nitpicky. And I had this one year in particular, I just got way too invested. I was losing sleep. I even had a panic attack from fantasy football. That's no joke. If you never played fantasy football, it's very simple. You draft real life players onto a team, and then you make the decisions on who to start to get the points from, who to bench, and their real life statistics translate to points. So I had a Thursday night where I was debating on if I wanted to play David Montgomery, starting running back for the Detroit Lions. They were playing the Packers. I was going back and forth, texting a bunch of buddies, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to bench him. He had 4 touchdowns and 130 yards. And even if you don't play fantasy football, that is a shit ton of points. I was an absolute wreck. I was inconsolable. I was up until 5 a.m. My heart was pounding. I couldn't focus on anything. You would have thought my brother's dog didn't pick up his leg. And that wasn't even my tipping point that I got help. No, that came the following season. So, you know how apps now are integrating your health and your sleep data into their services? So my wife, the previous year, she got me an Apple Watch, and I was wearing it all the time. And, it was recording my heartbeat, my sleeping patterns. And the following season, when ESPN started integrating this, I got a little pop-up that said, hey, we got a scoring setting just for you. So I scroll in, and I'm looking, and, there's standard scoring, there's PPR, and this new one, it said PPP, which stands for point per palpitation. I don't know if they took pity on me, but holy hell, I had the best season of my career. It was great. I went 13-1, made a deep run into the playoffs, and I lost because I actually saw a therapist and started getting help. But the guy I went up against had a really bad cocaine habit at the time, so I don't think it would have made a difference. And the damnedest thing, ESPN actually ended up getting rid of that setting after Bill's safety, Damar Hamlin, ended up having to be resuscitated on the field after his heart stopped. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. My name is Jim. And hey, everyone